Hello bookworms! Today I'm going to be doing the mid-year book freakout tag. I was tagged to do this video by Jay from the Awkward Bookworm. I've been so bad at tag videos lately, but after reading the questions for this one, I thought this was a really good way to just kind of check in on how I've been doing for my reading for the first 6 months of the year. I actually have been tracking challenges and everything way less than I ever have in the past. It's the first time that I haven't been oh, I should read this book for this challenge. I've really been mood reading to the extreme. So yeah, I really like this one. I mean, I feel like so many people have already done this tag, but I just really wanted to do it for myself as my own personal midway check-in. So thank you, Jay, for tagging me. So the first question is the best book that you have read so far in 2017, and that is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. This is my favorite book of the year. I love this book so much. I have raved about this book in plenty of videos so far, and I will continue to do so for the rest of the year because I am obsessed with this book. It is the best book in the world. Next is best sequel you've read so far in 2017, and for that I have to go with Lord of Shadows by Cassandra Clare. This is the second book in the Dark Artifices series, and I'm so sad that we have to wait until 2019 for the third book because the ending was what? It was insane. There was so much that happened. I have so many questions, so many questions. I'll actually leave a link down below to Cassie and I's Spines with Wines book club episode for Lord of Shadows because it was very in-depth. It's very spoilery, but there's just so much to talk about in this book. It was so good. Next is new release you haven't read yet but want to. For that, I'm going to go with Tosh Hart's Tolstoy by Catherine Ormsby. I have not gotten to this one yet. I've been really good about reading new releases this year though. I don't know how, but I just have been really on top of them, and I'm very proud of myself for that. If this were a week ago, I would have said Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor, but I am almost done with that one and I love it so much. But this book is one that I've really been anticipating. It follows a girl who starts a web series based on Anna Karenina by Tolstoy, and she's asexual, and it's just all about her dealing with the pressures of having this online series and having a crush and having to deal with explaining her sexuality to him, and it sounds really cute. I know a lot of people have loved it, so I've really been anticipating this one. The next question is your most anticipated release from the second half of the year. For this one, I'm going to choose my most anticipated that I've already read and my most anticipated that I have not yet read. The one I have not yet read is An Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Rogerson. This is a book that I have an arc of, so I'm going to be reading it very soon, but it follows a girl who is an artist and she works for fairies, and one day she's commissioned to draw this piece and she ends up drawing the High Prince of the Autumn Court, but the way that she draws him, he looks he has a human sadness in him, and that is very illegal to show him looking vulnerable in any way. So he comes into the mortal realm and he takes her so that he can take her back to the Autumn Court and have her stand trial for her treason against him. But when they get there, things are not the way that he left them, and there are attacks happening all over Fairy, and the two of them end up having to rely on each other in order to survive. And I love fairies, so I'm really looking forward to reading this one. And then the one that I have already read would be the 10th anniversary. Well, I haven't actually read the specific edition, but the 10th anniversary of The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss is coming out. I've already read the regular edition, haven't read the 10th anniversary one yet, obviously, but I'm so excited. It looks like it's going to be so beautiful, and I've been wanting to reread this book for so long, and this is the perfect reason to do so. Next is Biggest Disappointment, and for that I am so sad to say that it was Wind Witch by Susan Dennard. I really, really loved Truth Witch. I really did not love Wind Witch. It wasn't bad, but I just what was really missing from it were all of the fun friendship moments between Safia and Isolde, and that's what I went into this book really craving, and there was literally none of that. They were pretty much separate the entire thing, and they each had their own things going on. I'm really, really looking forward to the third book because it's going to be following my favorite character, but I was really, really sad that I didn't love this. I wanted to love it so much, and I just did not. Next is Biggest Surprise, and for that I am also going to be giving it to The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I have not read any of Holly Black's other books, so I really didn't know what I was going to be getting into when I started this one. I thought that I would enjoy it because I enjoy fairies, but I'm still just completely shocked at how amazingly she pulled this book off. ooh, this story is just so good. I was expecting to like it. I wasn't expecting it to be my favorite book of the year. I just did not see that coming, and that totally took me by surprise. Next is favorite new author, debut, or new to you. So I could very easily pick Holly Black again, but I won't do that because that will be just the answer to everything if I continue in this direction. So I'm gonna go with Marie Lu. I read Warcross, which is the first book of hers that I've ever read, and I really, really loved it. This has definitely motivated me to pick up her Young Elite series. I'm really looking forward to getting to that one. But I really love this one, and I didn't know I was gonna love it as much as I did. Next is newest fictional crush. So besides Carden, I'll just leave that there. So besides him, I would say Laszlo Strange from Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. I really, really love Laszlo. He is someone who really thinks outside of the box. His nickname is Strange the Dreamer because he's always dreaming. He's a librarian. He's really into books and knowledge, and yeah, he is a really, really cool guy. Next is newest favorite character, and for that I'm gonna go with Dimple from When Dimple Met Rishi. I really love her. I really love how intelligent she is. I love how into technology she is, and how she goes after her dreams and she goes after what she believes in and what she loves. I think that she is a really inspiring character. I love that she does not accept the things that people tell her. She questions everything, and she always does what is in her best interest, but not in a selfish way, in a way that is admirable. Next is book that made you cry. This book made me cry a lot. I could not stop crying while I was reading this book. It was so sad. It was really well done, really well written, but really, really, really sad. Next is favorite book to film adaptation that you saw this year. So I am really struggling to think of even one that I saw because I'm really bad at seeing movies and stuff. But the only adaptation that comes to mind is 13 Reasons Why, which was adapted for Netflix. I have really mixed feelings about that series because I understand all the negative things that people have said about it, how they don't touch upon mental illness at all. I did like some of the changes that they made for the show as opposed to what's in the book. But then there also were other changes that I didn't like. So, oh, you know what? There was also Famous in Love. I saw that too. And that also made a lot of changes. I don't know. I didn't really have a favorite adaptation for this year so far. I still have to see everything. Next is favorite review you've written this year or favorite video review that you've done. So for this one, I am going to go with Cassie and I's Spines with Wines show for Lord of Shadows. We just had so much to talk about and it was so much fun. And yeah, I will leave a link to that one down below because yeah, it was just an hour of us, or more than that, of us just gushing about how much we love this book, love the series, how we are just amazed at what Cassandra Clare has done with this book. Next is most beautiful book you've bought or received this year, and for that I am going to say Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. I think this cover is absolutely gorgeous, but then what really adds to it are the sprayed blue pages. It just makes me love it so much. Even the back of the book is so beautiful, and the spine too. I just love the gold, how it contrasts so nicely against this royal blue color. I think it was just so beautifully done, and even the inside is really gorgeous too. And I'm just now seeing that it is signed by Laini Taylor, which is exciting because I didn't know that that was the case. And last is what books do you need to read by the end of the year? So I'm actually planning on making a separate video for all of the books that I want to read before the end of the year. Not all of them, but at least a couple of them that are my top ones that I want to read. But just to say a few, they are definitely An Enchantment of Ravens, which I talked about earlier. The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. I'm really, really looking forward to that one. Oh, and Hunting Prince Dracula by Carrie Maniscalco. Those are probably my top 3. So that is all that I have for this video. Let me know how you've been doing with your reading for the year. Let me know if you've been keeping up with challenges, unlike me, who has really not been keeping as much detailed of track as I normally do. But I've just really been enjoying reading, and just, I don't know, it's just so fun. It's just so great. But yeah, so that's all that I have for this video, and I will see you guys soon in a new one. Bye!